Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet a gridlock stitch. Now this stitch is a modification of our cluster and ridge stitch that I shared with you not too long ago. It features a little bit more color work and a little bit more texture and just a great solid pattern to work. This is the front side that you're seeing where all the texture and the pops of color are located, and then this is our smooth backing. For the tutorial today, I'm going to be using a little bit of a worsted weight yarn. This is the Heatherly yarn by WeCrochet. I'll be working in two colors, a color A, which will be my purple, and a color B, which will be this lighter blue color. You're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook, or an H8, and a copy of the free written instructions, which are on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. There is a direct link to the free written instructions down in the description of this video. And if you want to enjoy working crochet stitches, you'll also find a link down there which introduces my latest crochet book. This is Intermediate Crochet Stitches, featuring 102 crochet stitch patterns celebrating texture and color. It features some large color photos along with a larger print, space to take notes, design your own patterns using these stitches, and there's just a lot of great textured stitches in here that you don't commonly find in other crochet stitch books. So that's there for you to take a look at, and thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I do invite you to subscribe, take a look around, and this channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorial. Now our stitch today is worked in rows. You're going to start by making a slip knot. I'm working with my color A. You're then going to work a foundation chain, and your foundation chain today will need to be an even number of stitches. So today I'm going to go ahead and chain 20. Once you have that foundation chain worked, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 1, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. We're now going to work a row of yarn over slip stitches, sometimes called half double crochet slip stitches. To work the yarn over slip stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch. Our chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so into the first stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, and then draw that same loop through the 2 loops on your hook. That is your yarn over slip stitch. You're going to do that in each stitch all the way across. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, and draw that loop through the 2 loops on your hook. Repeat all the way across. At the end of row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. For row 3, we're still working in our color A. You're simply going to work a single crochet in the top of that first stitch, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. This is going to leave you with a little ridge of texture that's going to run along the front of your fabric. that was created by our yarn over slip stitches. Once you come all the way across, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. We're now going to work another row of single crochet stitches, this time working in the front loop only. So looking at the top of your stitch, you have a loop that is closest to you and a loop that is furthest away. This one that is closest to you, you'll insert your hook under that loop only, and that's your front loop. So beginning in the first stitch, working in the front loop only, single crochet into that first stitch, and then single crochet in the front loop only of each stitch all the way across. When you come to the first stitch, you're going to switch, or to the final stitch, you're going to switch over to your color B. I'm here at my final stitch and I want to switch to my color B. So to switch to my color B using the color A, insert your hook under the front loop only of that first final stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. You can then drop your color A, pick up the color B, place it on your hook, and pull through. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. We're now going to work some cluster stitches. To begin your row 5, you're going to work a single crochet into the first stitch. You're then going to work a cluster stitch in the front loop only of the next stitch 2 rows below. So when we worked our single crochets in the front loop only, we turned them around and we have another loop here that was previously the back loop, but now it's on the front. And so we're going to be working under this stitch only. To work the cluster stitch, yarn over, bring your hook in front of your work and insert your hook in the front loop only of that next stitch 2 rows below. Yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. You're going to then repeat that under the same loop. Yarn over, insert your hook under the front loop only of that same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. You're then going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That is your cluster stitch. You're then going to work a single crochet in the next stitch of the previous row. Repeat that all the way across. Work a cluster in the front loop only of the next stitch 2 rows below. And then work a single crochet into the next stitch. And you are skipping that stitch in the previous row. You're going to skip the one that's directly behind your cluster stitch. So repeat this all the way across. At the end of row 5, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 6, continue working in that color B. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to work a single crochet into that first stitch and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of this row, you're going to switch back to your color A. I'm here at my final stitch with my color B. Insert your hook into the final stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, and then if you've chosen not to fasten off at the end of each color change, you'll have your color A just lying down here on the side. Gently pick it up with your hook and pull through the 2 final loops of the final stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work with your color A. Now for row 7, we're going to work a little bit more texture. You're going to work a single crochet into each of the first 2 stitches. You're then going to work a triple stitch under the front loop only of the next stitch 4 rows below. So down in between your 2 cluster stitches, you still have a front loop here exposed from before. You're going to be working under this front loop 4 rows below. So yarn over twice and bring your hook in front, insert it under that front loop only of the next stitch 4 rows below, and complete your triple stitch. You're then going to single crochet into the next stitch and repeat. Triple stitch under the front loop only of the next stitch 4 rows below. You'll find it directly between your cluster stitches, and single crochet into the next stitch. Triple under the front loop only of the next stitch 4 rows below, and single crochet into the next stitch. Repeat this all the way across. When you come all the way across at the end of row 7, you're going to have 2 stitches remaining. You're going to work a single crochet into each of the final 2 stitches, then chain 1 and turn your work. Now for the rest of the pattern, you're simply going to repeat your rows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So your row 2 began with the yarn over slip stitch, and first stitch and each stitch all the way across. So repeat the pattern beginning at that row 2 for as long as you would like, then fasten off, weave in your ends, and that is how you work this gridlock stitch. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, check out the crochet stitch playlist, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.